Hey, Algebra 1, welcome back. Now we're going to look at another type of function known as a quadratic function. Once again, if we compare and contrast the two groups of functions that we see on the left and right, we notice that the ones that are considered quadratic functions look like this. Okay, so quadratic function, there's my x once again, there's the x there, there's the x there, and then if we look wherever x is on the other function, it looks like this, okay? So the common thread here is that in a quadratic function, the x has a power of 2, okay? So that's the dead giveaway for a quadratic, is that it's just x raised to the second power. It's x multiplied by itself, okay? That's a dead giveaway that we have a quadratic function. All right, let's go ahead and try to graph an example here. Once again, using that TI-84 app, either on your Chromebook or you have one right next to you, you can go ahead and use this. Hit that y equals button. And here's what you're going to do to put in this function, y equals x squared minus 4. You're going to hit that x, t, theta, n button, which is right by your alpha key, the green alpha key. You're going to hit the caret button, which will give you an exponent. All right, and then you're going to hit 2. You may need to hit the right button to get back down to where the bases are. And then, once again, just minus 4. Okay, so here's your keystrokes right here. All right, when you go to graph it, okay, once again, we're going to use this trace function to do this. Here are the values I want you to test. You're going to test -3, -1, 0, 1, and +3. Okay, when we do this, okay, here's what the graph will look like. So we put in -3, we get 5 back, and then we put in -1, we get -3, put in 0, we get -4, and then if we hit +1, notice how it comes back up to -3, and then up to +5. Here's what those points look like. Here's 0, -4, 1, +3, and then 3, 5. And then the left side looks like this. There's -1, -3, and then -3, +5. Okay, so then if we connect everything with a little curve here, it looks like this, kind of a U shape to it. Okay, so this is what we call a parabola. It's the shape of a quadratic function. Okay, so this graph's a parabola, P-A-R-A-B-O-L-A, parabola on the coordinate plane. Parabola is the shape of a quadratic function, and just like you kind of see on your calculators right now, a couple things you need to know about this. Main thing is that it is symmetrical about the maximum or minimum point. We'll get to that later this semester, about how we find what that is. Okay, so remember, symmetry means that if you draw a line and you look on one side and another, that means that it's the same thing on both sides. It can cross the x-axis twice, like it did in our graph before, once, or not at all. Okay, so once again, that x-axis is the horizontal axis, and the x-intercepts of a quadratic function are called its roots. Okay, so once again, quick intro on how to graph a quadratic function. Stay tuned for one more function that you need to know the properties of.